Hey everyone, it is Diaperperv, and I've got my DL friend who's on Fetlife. You may have seen him on some of my YouTube videos,
This is JayBDL.
and we're going to talk about how do you ABDL?
I think it's very important to figure out what your experience is like because no two people's experience is the same.
Right, and then we're kind of just thrust into this umbrella of four letters.
Yeah,
And some people don't even identify with any of those letters, but other people put you in that category. And then the people who are non-ABDL know nothing about any of, what these acronyms even mean.
yeah. So do you think it's important to define what ABDL is?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, greater than what it just stands for now, which is adult baby diaper lover.
Mm-hmm.
And people always forget the slash in between too. And some people are like, they want that slash there
Yeah.
because they want that separation.
Yeah, and well, not just that, but there's also the joke like if you misplace where that slash is, then it's instead of adult baby slash diaper lover, it's adult slash baby diaper lover.
Oh yeah, that
You
would
know,
be really bad.
you
Baby
know,
diaper lover.
you know the
Yeah.
the way those words run together. If you put the emphasis in the wrong place, somebody can come away with a really negative misunderstanding of what you are or what this is.
Yeah. Well, in most cases, the slash isn't even there. So I feel like a lot of non-ABDL people just see it as this big run-on thing, and then they hear the words baby and lover or
Yep.
baby diaper lover, and then that just sets things on a negative downhill.
Yeah, because A, B, and DL are very separate from, or they can be very separate from one another. There can be overlap, obviously, but they can be their own thing without any link to each other.
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely important in defining your own expectations of what you want out of the kink. And it's important for explaining it to someone else, whether it be a partner, a friend, someone who like found your stash, and now you have to just explain
Hmm.
all this stuff. So let's go through like some of the examples of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so some people, for them, it's just a fetish.
Yes.
Like they're just into the diapers only when they feel like they're in that mood for diaper play.
Or age play.
Yeah, but that's also a totally separate thing too.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's really can be like each person's experience can be different. Um, it's really important to know that since every person's experience is different, your experience is different, and you need to understand what are your goals or your what do you want to get out of it in this world. Like, do you want it to be lifestyle 24/7 where
Hmm.
you have this thing always happening? Do you just want it to be for fun on the weekends?
Hmm.
Do you want to see others in it but you don't want to be in it yourself? Everyone's different, but we just use this one term that covers everybody.
Oh, I would like to go through some of like the negative connotations of people in ABDL, of others in ABDL. Does that make sense?
No.
Like, there's all these weird stereotypes. Like, okay, this one DL, right, that I've had sessions with, he's he says something like, "Oh, I'm not AB, so I don't mess my diapers."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, there's a lot of DLs that mess their diapers
Yeah.
as well without any age play. So I'm not sure where you got that from.
I think when we were talking about this earlier, you gave a great example of a DL that went to a facilitator, professional facilitator,
Hmm.
who immediately started treating him like an AB.
Oh, yes. Yes, he did. And he even like outlined what he wanted from the session, the in-person session with the facilitator beforehand. And I mean, I've known this guy for a long time. I've had tons of Skype sessions with him. So I know like what he likes, what aspects he likes about diapers and having a diaper fetish. And so he went to this facilitator. He thought he explained everything well. And then, like, right in the middle, she's like, we're gonna read a book now. It's story time. And he's like, what? Like, and I guess in his mind, he explained it really well. I didn't see the email
Yeah.
that he sent, so maybe in his mind, he explained it really well, but I don't know. People have their own
Perceptions.
perception of what really well is.
Yeah. Well, and then it's also could have been like that facilitator could have dealt with so many people
Yes,
who wanted that experience. And they
right.
thought this person wants it too, but maybe they're too ashamed to ask for it, or they don't even know they like it yet until they've tried it.
Right. And just kind of throw things out there to see if it sticks.
Yeah.
I've kind of done that in sessions as well, where I suggested an activity that they didn't really think about or it wasn't part of what they wanted, and then they ended up really liking it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's time, I can do similar things that
Yeah.
they may or may not like, but they don't know until they try it.
Yeah.
But this guy's like totally DL though. Like there's
Yeah, but I think
yeah.
it's important. It's like to know yourself, to
Hmm.
know that I do like these things, I don't like these things. Now, be open to trying new things, of course,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's if you don't know, like if you just have this nebulous idea of what ABDL is to you and you haven't really sat down and defined it, then how
Hmm.
can you explain that to somebody else?
That's true.
How could you ever possibly, whether it be a partner, a facilitator,
Right.
anyone, explain what it is ABDL is if you don't know for yourself personally what that means to you?
Okay.
You could give a very broad or dry definition, but is that really it? Is that what it is to you? What if you gave ABDL as a definition of somebody who likes to be act regressed, wear and use diapers, and be taken care of by someone else? That does not fully express
No.
everyone's different approach to this at all.
No, no, yeah. And everyone is so, so, so different.
Yeah.
And it's funny because again, there are people within the community, I use that word loosely, um, that have these stereotypes of the other people in the
Yep.
community.
Yep. Oh yeah. Kink is supposed to be big, one big happy family, and it sure as heck isn't
No.
because ABDL is definitely towards the outside of that family.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's also important to define what it means instead of just saying the four words when
Hmm.
you're telling someone, because then they're just gonna go and Google it. And
Mm.
then the first videos that pop up are the ones where, we
The
can think
the
of,
shock videos like I was an ABDL for a week, or some stupid shit like that. I don't know.
mm, or there's always this one guy that's in a lot of the YouTube videos and a lot of the documentaries where he's like 24/7. He,
Mm.
I think he was getting like a government check and spending it on, I don't know,
Diapers?
on AB stuff. I think you kind of know who that is, right?
Yeah, and that person's allowed to live their life. That's
Yes.
okay. But
Yes.
that person doesn't represent everybody else.
No. And when you just tell them, oh, this is what ABDL stands for, and then they Google it, they're going to find those videos.
Yeah. And you'd be like, wait, so you just want to stay at home all day and like wear diapers and use them and like walk around and act like a baby in public? You're like,
Yeah.
no, 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 that's not how I want to do this. That's not me at all.
Oh my goodness. So how would you say you ABDL, JBDL?
How would JBDL, ABDL?
Yep.
Yeah, I am definitely far closer to the DL side. There are parts of the AB side that I find attractive and cute, but they don't necessarily bring joy to me or anything for me specifically. I think it's anything that has to do with giving up power, control, power exchange.
Hmm.
For me, diapers are a big power exchange. Even if I'm not with a partner, it's still giving up power to something else, some other thing.
Right. Okay.
So for me, it's a lot about that, and it's something that I do also just for comfort, and not even necessarily out of fetish. where it just makes me feel more calm, more relaxed. And that's how I like to approach it. It's not quite lifestyle for me, uh, but it is something that I usually use as a sort of daily, or not quite daily, but use semi-frequently just to be a stress reliever and a comforting
Mm-hmm.
factor, and then also to be giving up that power, giving up that control that also relieves stress. And that if I were explaining this to a partner, I'd be like, I would love to have them take control in the way, choose when changes happen, do diaper checks, all that,
Mm-hmm.
because to me that further reinforces it. But it's also the sort of thing where if I had a partner who had no interest in it, I'd still be happy as long as I could continue in my own way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'd still be okay with that. I mean,
Right.
better to have someone who wants to enjoy it with you, but it's not required. But
Right.
the AB side of things, I don't do a lot of the bottle feedings. I don't do a lot of the like really cute onesies, the babyish like toys or games. I'm not a big fan of. I've tried it. I think every DL has tried AB at some point to see if it's something they like.
Yeah.
Pacifiers, um, yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me. There are definitely things that do things. Like there are certain like baby clothes, like onesies that have sewn on mittens or locking zippers and things like that, which is again more
Oh,
of that power
yeah.
can,
Yeah. And it's more restraint based
yeah,
too,
and like
which you
that
like.
that whole 100% is like, yep, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But that's how I would do it. That's how I would define myself in that regard. What about you? How would you define yourself as somebody who doesn't wear diapers?
Oh my goodness. Like a literal diaper pervert. I said that word weird. Pervert.
Pervert.
I didn't mean to. I was just gonna stop at perv and then added the vert after, just in case anybody got confused.
The pervert.
Yeah, no. What
Sounds
a
like a new.
perv
It
is.
sounds like a new Air Jordan shoe. The pervert. Leap even higher.
Um, oh my goodness. Or like a skate trick. Anyways.
But how would you
How would
define yourself?
um I like I've had to define myself so many times when people ask me like, so you don't wear at all? And I'm like, no. I like to see guys in diapers. I like to put them in diapers and everything to do with that. But I guess that's so broad that doesn't help them or
No,
anyone else.
I think that. I mean, you could dial it in further if you wanted to, but that's the meat and potatoes of it.
Right.
Would you consider yourself an ABDL?
No, I
You,
don't. Other people said that that term applies to me, but I don't identify with that term at all. I literally just identify as like diaper pervert, someone who has a diaper fetish. Like to me, it's a fetish. It can also be like a lifestyle. If they were 24/7, I would be happy to enforce that and happy to remind them. And I guess I would have to explain like, oh, I like it when they wet, I like it when they mess, I like anal toys and pegging and bi guys. And that's like my quickest explanation.
so I find that interesting because just to center on the term ABDL,
Hmm.
it sounds like you're applying it only to the people who would wear the diaper or act the age play, but not to the caregivers or to the other diaper perverts in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's almost a little unfair. I think you are an ABDL. You're just coming at it from a different place.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
I think if I identify as a ABDL, like then people will expect me to wear, and then I have to further explain it more, which will take more time.
I get that. That's more of a stereotyping thing.
Yeah.
That's I think that's a matter of people assuming what that means because again, ABDL is personal to each person.
But they do assume what that means, like usually,
They
for the
do,
most part.
but that's again going back to why, how do you ABDL? Defining it for yourself because it's although it's a very broad term and it has a very defined, I think, stereotype,
Hmm.
it's different for everybody. There are plenty of people for whom diapers could be a form of power exchange,
Yeah.
could be a fetish, it could be a lifestyle choice. It could be part of humiliation play.
Yeah.
It could be part of many other scenes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like for different communities. And I think
Hmm.
it's important to realize that everyone is in some way falls under that umbrella. But even if they don't necessarily say they are in that umbrella, like yourself.
Do you think it's important for people to say they're ABDL or just use other words that are more defining and specific, like diaper fetishist?
I think that the latter. I think ABDL is such a broad term.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that is how I identify as a diaper fetishist.
Yeah,
I've had to explain myself like that,
yeah.
and I like seeing it on other people.
Okay. So I think again, now we've got a good definition for each other, so that
Mm-hmm.
if you, the listener, were to go and approach your partner or somebody else and say, "This is who I am," think about it, saying ABDL and what that means versus saying I'm a diaper fetishist, I'm an age player,
Mm-hmm.
narrowing the focus a little bit more
Okay.
to deliver that message.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. So, like, let's talk about defining goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important for people to identify the things that they like and also what role they want to play in this bigger picture.
Yeah. Because what if is your goal again? Do you just want to wear on the weekends, or age play on the weekends, or do you want this to be a lifestyle thing? Do you want this to be part of you know various humiliation play scenes, and like outside of those scenes, it has no appeal to you?
Hmm.
You know?
Right. And also, do you want to engage and find other people in the
Yeah,
community? And that
yeah,
means, I guess, participating online and offline in real life.
yeah. If you want like more of a power exchange dynamic, and that doesn't have to be caregiver level or anything like that, but maybe you want a dominant partner to enforce taking away that control.
Hmm.
That would mean you're looking for somebody who is a dominant
Right.
but also comfortable with the diaper part of things, so that you can enter into that sort of dynamic with a clear understanding of each other. Because otherwise you could seek out a person who is into a controlling dynamic,
Yeah.
but then they hear about the diapers and they go, oh no, we're not doing that, and I'm the top, so what I say goes.
Right. Yeah. Well, then they're not the person for you.
Exactly. And then you're wasting your time, their time, everybody's time, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I can't stand?
Hmm.
I can't stand like professional providers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna like, I shouldn't stereotype them, but I've just heard so many bad stories from clients and people that I know that um like they'll contact a dom or a provider, and this provider will have ABDL in their list of things that they quote cater to.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that word. Um, and so they get there, and then the provider only understands like a very narrow subset of ABDL,
Yes.
and then they'll just go to what they know. Like I remember this one provider. I can't give that many details because it's someone like active still.
Okay.
But she was talking to this guy, and the guy was like, yeah, I'm DL only. And she's like, oh, so you like punishment? Do you like spankings? Do you like to get whipped? And I'm like, and him and I were looking at each other like, what the fuck? What? No, he doesn't like any of these things. Like,
Yeah, and that's where, and I think
like
saying,
that. But you're a provider. Like, shouldn't you just be asking, so what are you into versus, oh, so you like punishment? You like being humiliated. Like she was like so wrong on all these things, and she'd been doing it a while.
and, it could be like for you can relate to this from your experiences. She might be just trying to cut to the chase. That there's probably a lot of people who come seeking services, and they beat around the bush without saying exactly what they want.
Hmm.
That could
That
be,
that's a good way of looking at it. I
yeah.
never thought about that.
Because you've told me that you had so many clients that you had to have them fill out the little survey and scene and things like that.
And I ask a lot of questions, but I'm asking the questions
Yeah,
because guess what? I'm the freaking employee.
yeah,
They're paying me money. I'm I know enough to ask a ton of questions and questions upon the questions so I can extract their fantasies, not assume anything
yeah,
because everyone is different.
yeah. And that, I mean, I think that's important. Um, because yeah, you're asking how do they do this?
Yeah.
How do they engage in this?
Yeah, and
Whereas
also
somebody else,
what do you fantasize about? It's
yeah,
just that simple.
yeah.
It's not that hard.
And it could be that this other person, rather than asking those questions, their experience had led them to a point where they just assumed things from people and started saying, "Oh, you must like this. You must like
Yeah,
that."
yeah. I just feel like that's like not a great.
That's a shortcut that people would take, and it's in that particular sort of dynamic as a
Yeah,
provider is probably not the best idea.
yeah,
Probably not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, another good question we had. So, circling back around to our topic at hand as well, one of the things talking about going to providers, talking about
Hmm.
defining what is this to you, what is your role? Because, like we just talked about here, diaper perv is about the pervin.
Yeah,
You know, her role is very well defined to her what she wants to do. Whereas my role is, I wouldn't say being submissive,
hmm,
but just giving up control in a very specific way,
right.
you know, and
Oh, speaking of diapers, diaper check. It's time for a diaper check.
it
It
will be
feels
after
really.
this video.
Try and get it on the back.
I,
I mean, you're gonna have to like lie down and put your legs up, but
yeah,
you're
I'm not a fountain.
but there's a whole 2/3 of your diaper that's not even being utilized properly.
So the first company that can figure out how to make a diaper that you can wet the front half, then spin it around and wet the back half, will have my money. And just get
Oh
full
my
use out of
goodness.
it.
Can you imagine doing that instead of changing your diaper?
You just flip it
Just
around.
flip it.
Oh
Oh, jeez.
man, like a transformer. Um,
But it's not a transformer. It's still a diaper. A transformer would turn into like a
but
water bottle
yeah, no,
or
but
like
it would have to
a
transform because like
cheesecake.
anyone who's ever put a diaper on backwards before knows it just does not fit that way. It just don't. Oh
Oh,
man.
jeez. Maybe they should make a diaper where it's like the same cut in the front and the back, and then you can switch
Yeah, I mean that's like every piece of generic diaper clip art ever.
it.
Somebody just make that.
I don't think anyone's gonna use it because then you'll just have a soggy butt. I
Well, that's what you're telling me to do right now.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not wearing it, so I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, jeez. Anyways.
But that's again a good example right there of what we had of defining our roles. She's telling me to wet it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll wet it in my own way, damn it. But, you know, define what is your role here, you know, and that doesn't mean you have to be that 100% submissive or diaper wearer. Because guess what? You can be the caregiver and still wear diapers. If that's your role, define it. Make it your own,
Right.
you
And it
know?
fluctuates
It
too
fluctuates.
with like the things that you experience and learn.
I've heard of so many couples for whom there is a normal dominant and a normal submissive,
Yeah.
but when the mood strikes, they switch it up.
Yeah.
And that is an important part of their relationship is that they can do that. And it keeps things fresh and it keeps things fun and all that good stuff. And your dominants can wear diapers and your submissives don't have to wear diapers.
Mm-mm.
You know, it doesn't change anything. You just define what you are and what it is to you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, there's more notes.
Yep. You asked for these notes.
Oh, geez. All right. So we've got some homework for you.
Yeah, so this is homework for everyone watching or rather listening. Um, and that is to think about what actions do you want to engage in? fantasy scenes, lifestyle choices, basically any sort of ABDL or kink related goal in general.
Oh yes, write that down too.
Yeah.
Like,
Add a comment.
so write down the elements of like any fantasy scenarios you want.
Yeah, what's going to be your role in this scenario?
Yeah.
Define what this whole process is to you. What's the goal? What's the feeling you're trying to capture? You know?
Wait, yeah, and also bigger goals too. Like not just about playing with someone, but
Yeah.
what do you want out of this kink or lifestyle?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to make more real life friends
Mm-hmm.
or more online friends? Do you want to one day go to a small event or a
Yeah.
big event?
Yeah.
Do you want to find a life partner in this? I think it's nice to write it down so you can see it
Yeah.
and then start thinking about steps to achieve your goal.
Yeah. And I think one of the big pieces there is when you are writing these goals down, I'm not going to say like keep them specific, nor am I going to say keep them ambiguous. But what I am going to say is keep them sort of, oh, generic's not the right word.
Like
Keep
open ended?
open ended because someone might be like, I want this person to be my diaper partner and I want to focus all my efforts on being their friend and being their person. That's lovely and definitely worth doing, but honestly, it's going to be like what you're really asking yourself is I want a diaper partner or I want a partner in this.
Right. Like when
And
you say specific person, like a stalker, like I just this one
well,
person.
it
They're
could
gonna be my friend, god damn it.
well, there's that, but maybe you're already in a relationship
Oh
and you
yeah.
see it as like, well, I haven't told my partner yet and I want them to be it. I want them to be the number one. And
Right.
ideally, yes, they will be. But keep it open ended to the point that you think like, well, maybe if, if it ends up your partner's like, no, I can't do this, but they don't want
Yeah.
to leave, but you work it out together that maybe then you do go to events or you do develop friends, something else. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So, let's talk about what goals you have and then what goals I have.
Okay. What goals do I have here? I've done, I mean, when I think back on it, I really have to be grateful. There's been a lot of things I've been able to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, so, I've been able to experience a lot of things going to events, um, hanging out with people in real life settings, and, maybe doing like a camping trip or going to a museum,
Uh-huh.
going to the movies. Those are little things that make me happy. Just being able to go out and share this thing and just keep it kind of incognito on the down low where we can both like share knowing glasses and inside jokes and things like that. Bigger goals beyond that really would be to just to stay in touch with people in my local community. I'd love to see the broader community gain more acceptance of ABDL,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's not just relegated to one small gathering once a month in one place, but that we see
Right.
more opportunities for people to get together and explore this and share this. And I'd love to be part of that.
Wow, those are really good goals because they involve other people and creating spaces for others to enjoy it. All my goals that I had in mind are like very specific and so selfish.
I mean, I have some of those too. That was me just being like my shining like beacon, like,
Oh
oh,
my
look at
God.
me. Aren't I so wonderful? No. Yeah, if I want specific goals, it's like, yes, I want to find what is the thickest diaper and wear it. Yes, I want to experience like some, if I make sense, controlled loss of control. So
Oh,
there's things like that. Um, yeah, I'd love to have a situation where somebody truly takes away my power of choice in the matter for a period of time. I
oh,
think that would be fun to do.
oh.
Um, and I mean, like, really takes that choice away from me, like for a
Right.
weekend or a week or whatever.
Like hides all your underwear,
Even
tapes the
worse,
toilet shut.
oh, worse than that, but like has like the whole like locking plastic pants,
Oh, yeah.
controls all the aspects of it. I think that'd be really cool.
Ooh, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
so those things.
Oh,
Those
gee.
are my selfish things. Yes.
No, that's important to talk about
Yeah.
too. You want to manifest them, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and when you put them out into the world, that helps. That's a step in manifesting
Yes.
what you want.
Yes.
Okay. So my goals, I would like to diaper the comedian Andrew Santino.
Andrew, if you're listening, leave a comment below.
I'm not crazy, I swear. I won't drug you or anything.
Oh
I will
God.
play very safely and
I won't drug you, but alcohol
consensually,
might be involved.
as long as you go with all the things I'm telling you to do. Um,
Do what I say and nobody gets hurt.
oh my goodness. So, okay, okay. So I feel like a lot of the community stuff I've done.
You have.
Like started up the munches in Vegas and grew them to a point where they were really big and they were like a slash play party and it was a safe space for others, and then I didn't care anymore because I feel like I proved that. Now someone else like do it. I've taught classes at cons. I felt like I've done a lot. Like I made the YouTube channel to give information to other people who are not part of the community. So I feel like these community things I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I've played with a lot of people. Um, so what goals do I have now?
Hmm.
Um, I guess like finding solid, intimate play partners I really connect with. And for the play partners I have that I enjoy to like put more time into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't. And I feel like I don't. I feel like I could do better. And
I know you said you want two dudes at once.
well, because all the people I play with like don't live in Vegas. So not that it feels like a chore, but when things are long distance and it's like an effort
Yeah.
sometimes. And oh, what?
Two. You said you wanted to have like two diaper boys at once to
Yeah.
like diaper and play with.
Yeah, but I've done that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've done that a few times. I've had fun with two diaper boys, but there's like specific combinations of diaper boys I do want.
Mm.
So I want to focus on making those happen, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. You know what? All of these are selfish, and I feel like I should say something
No.
that's like, I don't know,
No.
beneficial to others.
You already did the
Help me out.
beneficial to others part.
Okay.
You already have. You, like you said, you started that munch back up. You got a lot of people together. You grew that whole community, brought them in together, introduced people to each other.
Yeah, I like introducing people to
Yeah.
each other. I want to do that more.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did a bunch of stuff at Capcom,
Yeah.
like for others. Like,
Yeah. And you've done the YouTube channel and you've reached out to people on multiple platforms to give them education or give them a
okay.
you know,
Yeah,
a
so
resource.
so I feel like I'm in this phase of my life where I'm doing things for me
And you're
now.
totally allowed to.
Like F all this other stuff. I want to do things just for me. And
Yeah.
that's why I quit doing professional sessions. That's why I don't know. I quit doing the munch because it's like you guys can freaking do something too. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Oh, geez. Cut this part out. Oh my goodness. I just want to focus on making my fantasies come true.
Yeah.
And
You're totally allowed to do that. You're allowed to be selfish. You've already given a lot back.
thank you for that. I need to hear that
Yeah.
because I always feel like I don't know why I feel like, oh, I should be doing more, but it's messed up. It's weird.
You're a good person, so it's what you naturally are drawn towards.
Hmm. Maybe I'm like a service top. Am I a is that a way to
We
define
just had a
me?
breakthrough right here.
Oh, dang.
I don't think you're a service top because that was service top generally is also somebody who's submissive, and you are not submissive. No, I'm a service top.
Oh, oh,
I top
okay.
people because it brings it brings me joy to bring joy to others,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's because they've asked for this. That's what I when I top is usually in those scenarios.
I
I don't
feel,
top out of
oh,
things that I want to top.
I feel like I do that too. Or maybe I've just conditioned myself to through all the years of doing pro sessions.
I mean, that pro sessions is definitely a service top type of thing for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And I like doing the things that they enjoy.
Yeah.
And I don't like forcing stuff that they don't enjoy if they're not into it. Like that's just called respecting boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. That's called a little thing called consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay, so do your homework.
Yep. Think about what you want to do in ABDL, what you want to get out of it, what your role is in this. Try and define it as best you can, and then write it down. Add
Yeah.
it as a comment.
Yeah.
Save a little note in your phone, however you want to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
And just
So,
look back on that. Anytime you feel lost, like, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? Look at what your goals are,
mhm.
and just keep taking steps towards them, because it doesn't mean you're going to get there right away. There's no timeline to any of this. Some people are going to progress
Mm.
faster than others.
Yeah.
But if you keep making progress, if you keep your goals in sight, if you keep these definitions, and these definitions are allowed to change, remember, you can change them as you evolve, then you're going to have a clearer way ahead, clearer path forward.
Okay. That's great. All this goal talk, I never had goals. Like before, for years. None of these things I've done had was a goal
It just
that
sort of happened.
I just made it happen. I
Yeah.
wanted it to happen, I made it happen. But yeah, they were never like goals. Anyways, no matter where you fall on the spectrum, no matter what you like, I don't know, we're all ABDLs. We
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 are.
all we all like diapers.
Yeah.
That's the thing that like the core that like holds us together. And I
It's a
think,
big piece of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think we should all remember that we're all here because we like this thing. So be kind to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Later, everybody.
Bye, everyone.